How's it going, y'all? It's your boy Omi. We are back with some more Death Battle. I'm continuing on with this series. This has been really fun for me for a watch. This is a bit more on the casual side. I don't have to make as much commentary. It's more so like informative rather than like me having to analyze anything. And I really like that. This go around, we're checking out Ash versus Yugi. This is a series that we have checked out on the channel. We've checked out the openings and endings, I believe, of both series, or maybe just the openings. Let me know. Either way, or I should probably know that. Anyways, when it comes to this series, these series, I know a relative amount of like the power scaling, but I'm not necessarily too informed on like the actual series. Like I don't know much about the lore or anything that has to do with like the origins of either story. When it comes to like certain characters, I obviously, as I've told y'all before, if you guys have been on this channel a few times, surface level. Pikachu, Charizard, Bulbasaur, like, you know what I'm saying? Very, very surface level. I can kind of get into like a Rayquaza sort of area, but I can't dive much further into that. When it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's lesser so. I'd say like maybe Dark Magician and like a Blue Eyes White Dragon type shit. That's about it. So with this, I'm actually looking forward to like how strong could these guys possibly get. Guys, before we get into the reaction, make sure to like, subscribe, check out the Patreon. We got a bunch of exclusive content, and that's how you support your boy. With that being said, let's get into the reaction, y'all.
Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto. The biggest question from the playground.
They're both gonna have like a crazy roster of creatures.
Find out who would win a death battle. This is a big episode. Just look at how long it is. So thanks to our sponsor, Mad Mushroom, for helping us make it happen.
Yeah, go check out Mad Mushroom's newest game, Night Swarm. It just launched, and it's all about action.
Collect companions and claim your throne
Shouts out
as
to Night
Vampire
Swarm.
Lord in this Survivor. Oh there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
All the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master.
10
Though he
years,
didn't
10
really
for
know what that
25
meant
years
yet.
How about
plus.
taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was? Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Dude's immortal.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And what? He's your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu was a lot. The new duo had a rocky start, but after an intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is history.
25 seasons, over 1,200 episodes, and the cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great
Spent
Pokemaniac
decades
journey.
as a
We should
10-year-old.
note
This
we
is so
are
funny.
prioritizing the anime that Ash is from, which often differs from the original games that inspired it.
Okay.
Ash is equipped
So they're probably
with
gonna
tons
take-
of Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's
Are they
also
probably they're probably gonna
Pokemon.
take
But
from
in a
both,
fight,
huh?
Ash usually chooses
game and
Pikachu.
the
Give
anime.
the yellow red enough voltage and you'll regret it. Even ground types
Pikachu.
that would be immune to electric attacks in the games can't stop what this Pikachu dishes out.
Yet somehow Ash is just fine after repeatedly getting zapped by this same electricity.
Ash
Over time, Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! The perfect attack for
I know
Oko and
this.
flamboyant thieves and air balloons.
I know
Looks
these
like
guys.
They're blasting off again.
so clearly the anime doesn't follow the game rules. Like when Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
But somehow they used thunder as a super armor. He even learned how to deflect
Whoa.
attacks by just spinning really fast. Whee!
What?
Speaking
doing
of
breakdance
fast, Pikachu
moves.
has intercepted lightning, but Quick Attack increases that speed even more.
And his
Nice.
Iron Tail really pairs well with Ash's offensive style. The
So,
guy plays
is it just
crazy,
gonna be
opting
only a
for big
couple
damage over stalling.
Pokemon?
Ash's style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the great philosophers put it, if it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's bond is magnetic and brought them new allies. Misty, Brock, Serena, just to name a few. Underneath the stubbornness and crispy bikes, they are loyal friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box. Ash's League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in Seafaring
Okay, so,
fights.
okay.
Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine. Now he's using Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra induce status effects and
Making
heal
some
with synthesis.
combos,
But
status
Sceptile's a
effects.
menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai. Eat this Leaf Blade, Smeargle victim! Or that's what I would say if Tobias did an action replay of frickin' Latios. Give my man a win,
I'm
kids.
kind of excited to
Four
see
Kids
the
just did
Yu-Gi-Oh!
localization. They didn't write the show.
Ah,
the
they just
Yu-Gi-Oh,
get me heated. Almost as much as
cards.
Infernape's Flare Blitz. Then I'll set my Inferno to Overdrive, get my revenge,
Cards.
and
I don't
Incineroar. Haha.
Ash had a fiery passion for reaching the top ASAP, but Charizard wasn't on board. Pursuing pride over packs, Ash lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Harsh lesson, but one he needed. Ash started bonding with Pokemon at a deeper level, and that friendship motivated them to dodge light speed moves like Solar Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard came around too. He's the last one you want to see on the field. Even if you have a Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the most unexpected signature move.
Seismic Toss! The people's elbow of Pokemon.
Okay.
Charizard's so strong, his flamethrower melts boulders. The Pokemon world is wild.
Ash's Pokedex spells it out. Vanillix causes blizzards. Magikarp leaps over mountains and into space. Dusknoir pulls souls into the spirit world.
What?
When Pikachu cleared a storm as wide as an island. Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh my
Surfing,
God, yo.
Ludicrous, Heracross Scraggy, Lycanroc Palpitoad, Torkoal Snivy.
With new regions, soar new flying types like Pidgeot. On land, Ash has physical offense
Dude,
like Melmetal
I'm
and
actually
Crocodile,
kinda
and Gibble will
surprised
drop
by this.
Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly Piplup.
You want physical? Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically...
Whoa, what?
He chucked it like it was nothing.
No. We're not gonna just. What the hell kind of feats are these? Sorry, y'all. I was so locked in.
Offense like Melmetal and Crocodile.
Okay.
And Gibble will drop Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly Piplup.
I want to hear
You
the
want
Ash
physical?
feats.
Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically a whole tree, he chucked it like it was nothing. Ash can choose his own hands if he wants, and he does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota Vikings.
Resilience is the bare minimum to HMO1 cut it in the tall grass. Humans and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's
Dude,
lives.
I'm sure those things
Like
are heavy
Mime,
as shit.
The Mr. Mime back home who mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep, that Mr. Mime. The stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home. Oh,
That's
so
crazy.
that's how it works.
Ash figured out new ways to bond with his pals with Aura. It's a life force that interacts with souls and links Ash with Lucario.
This Jackal excels at CQC. And
No,
shoots
that's
steel
not-
beams
that's
and
not-
aura spheres.
Is there a
And with
power
Mega
system
Evolution,
in
Lucario's
Pokemon?
power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handy at the Safari Zone when Ash accidentally caught 30 Tauros. And he keeps hugging them. Ash, they're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys, but boy does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid, just turn the hat backwards and lock in.
Ash's strength is not in battle theory, but his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon feelings better than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to
more
synchronize their
in
senses and
tune.
movements, transforming
see.
him into Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge
Ash
power
Greninja.
increase, but there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the ones with Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir.
Pretty
Just a
cool,
normal
actually.
Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon and
Yo, bro,
teamwork get along
damn.
like rice balls and
I was
jelly
not
bean
familiar
donuts.
with how
They saved
powerful
the
some
world from
Pokemon are.
Lysander,
Like, I know
trying
there's
to
like some
kill
god.
all life.
Wait a
They fought
second.
the gi-
I know there's like god like Pokemon. Like there's like very, very high tier Pokemon. But even some of the standard ones that are being like trained can like do devastating stuff.
Full price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the ones with Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And just a normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon and teamwork get along like rice balls and jelly-filled donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the giants. The Reggie kind, not the New York ones, who halted Reggie Gigas, who can tow entire regions.
Ash's team battled Steven Stone and Alon, who fought the terraforming primal forms of Groudon and Kyogre.
Don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no, Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blast Burn beat Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, poor kids.
Boomstick, 4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired. Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his new Gengar Gigantamaxed.
Hide you, Gengar!
Really delicious
He
soup.
haunts foes with G-Max Terror, or
How does
even
that work?
swallows them up. I bet it smells nasty in there.
Ash and Pikachu also scored a buff with their
I know
Z.
I know there's
All
a
they need is
Gigamax
Power Ring,
or
some JoJo
Gigamax
poses, and
is
Thunderbolt will
from.
evolve
I know Gigamax is from the video games. I don't know which one, but I know it is from the video games.
into
10 million volt Thunderbolt.
10
This
million
Rainbow
volt
Lightning is their
Thunderbolt.
ace. You see this coming? You're cooked. Absorb electricity? Cooked.
Okay.
Used with an Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the sun god, a legendary Pokemon whose Sunsteel Strike lights up the universe.
Ash got a god in his bag for just being a nice dude.
That's very cool.
Smell you later,
That's pretty
Gary.
cool.
In fact,
Okay,
when
how is
Ash
he
and
not like a
friends band
champion
together,
then?
they can halt Dialga's Roar of Time, and Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu, so it was gonna end with Pikachu. In the Tournament of Champions and Alon, Ash faced the
Pikachu.
#1 trainer. Finally, after 3,000 years, we're free!
3,000
Four
years.
kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Wow,
Sure.
Pikachu
Ash
versus
did his best, and he
Charizard.
had
That's
no
like
regrets.
a very.
Now free
That's
to
not
hand
what I
over
was
his torch to
expecting.
new bright-eyed trainers.
I was
Ash
expecting
realized
like
that
they're pulling
to
out
have
God
Pokemon Master
Pokemon,
was someone
Sun
who
God,
was friends with
crazy
every
shit.
Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked away it landed, because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues.
Okay, what we got for Yugi?
If you want to travel the world like Ash or look as rad as Yugi, then we've got
Oh,
the
another
threads for
ad.
you.
This battle is sponsored by Quince.
You'll like this. A bunch of Death Battle staff have owned Quint stuff for ages, so we know it's legit.
Quince makes it easy to look sharp, feel good, and find
Shouts
gifts
out
that
to
last.
Quince.
From Mongolia of ancient Egypt, all the mystery of ancient Egypt. What was the secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand? Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians played games with sorcery. These magical ceremonies punished dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz. They were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the Shadow
The
Games
Shadow
was lost
Realm.
across time and the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. It's said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped run his grandpop's game shop.
But little did he know that
18?
completing the puzzle would
How
link
long
his
has he been
spirit
18
to
though?
an ancient pharaoh.
Yami,
5
always
foot,
willing to lend Yugi a hand, and always on demon time while doing so.
pounds.
He's anime Jigsaw. Yami wants to
Tiny
play
boy.
a shadow game.
Whether it's Griddle Air Hockey, Mario Party with Chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm, Duel Monsters.
It's a summoner's war. Time to send monsters to the graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
When
Okay,
Yugi's
so
grandpa
life-
was
I
kidnapped by the
didn't know- I remember
deranged
this, life
CEO
points.
Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to knock him down the only way he
Yo,
knows
the
how.
whoa.
Playing a children.
Were cards ever released that looked like this, that had like this sort of design? Because I'm so used to the sort of brown and black
Found the
swirl.
only way he knows how. Playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions of being set on fire, swapping your soul, or the infamous Mind
Wow,
Crush.
summoning
The Millennium
Shao
Puzzle
stealing
does far
telepathy.
more than force
Damn.
hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality, forms barriers, manipulates probability, and seals away spirits.
You can't buy this. It and 6 other Millennium items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite
Okay.
Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't
That's
aware
what
of this
that
dark magic.
does.
Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But
I
after a
actually
run-in
didn't
with
know
enemy
what
Millennium
the
Ring
hell
user
that
Dark
did.
Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey, Yugi and Yami were ready for anything.
Because Yugi had a great early deck. Monsters
Yo,
for
look at
offense,
Yugi
spells
drift
for
out,
effects,
got
and
the-
traps
got the
for
choker
setups.
on.
Oh, and Exodi. Oh, there they go.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge. Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz. But what's he gonna do about the 3 blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have him multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know
Pretty funny,
Yugi had
actually.
that dog in him. But I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen.
Cool.
Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning, and the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons.
Time Wizard's
Okay,
better.
this looks
It's a
like it
living
actually
clock
might
that
be
fast-forwards
pretty
or rewinds
formidable.
a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards into wise sages.
Speaking of wizardry, you can't have a Yugi
Or
deck
they
without
look-
his
they
right
look like
hand,
a formidable
Dark
group,
Magician,
sorry.
and
Dark
his
Magician.
apprentice,
I know
Dark
Dark
Magician
Magician.
Girl.
Both are masters of dark magic, and Yugi often pairs them with the damage redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And
Pretty
when
funny.
Yugi
That's
comboed it
pretty
with
cool.
Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an entire fortress. Wait, that's not how the card game works. Is
I
he
kind
cheating?
of.
Well, we're
Man,
prioritizing the
I'm
manga
liking
and
how
anime
this
over
is
anything
working.
else, which can differ from the real-world card game.
Yugi also has tons of spell cards. Monster Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn Jump is a time skip. And Pot of Greed lets Yugi draw 2
Damn,
more
that's a
cards,
lot.
like Pot of Greed, which lets him draw 2 more cards.
No way
like
he's gonna
If
be
things
using
get
all of this
dicey,
stuff.
he has more trap cards to level the field, like Dimension Sphinx, which reflects damage directly back at the opponent's life points.
And if his monsters and life points get wiped, he can just
I'm
press
not gonna
Control Z
lie.
with Mirage Ruler to get them all back.
Pair these cards
Ash
with Yugi
might
and
be
Yami's
cooked.
teamwork, and nothing could stand in their way.
Ash
Not even
might
the
be
game's own
cooked.
creator, Pegasus.
Get this, Pegasus can read minds. So in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left
Crazy.
behind. And the mind reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds. Regardless, Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi to improve on his plans, while Yugi expects Yami to be his bolder half.
They're not just smart. These card-slinging geeks are somehow expected to be fit enough to dodge lasers, resist getting
Oh my
their
gosh.
souls ripped out, and survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most common duel monster can cause tsunamis, rain down meteors, and wreck cities.
And all of this power
Yeah,
culminated
dude,
in
I don't know.
Battle
I
City,
don't know.
Hosted by
Well,
Kaiba
actually,
Corp.
Because
the most
Kaiba
one of the more
really wanted that so
it's funny because some of the more common Pokemon, like I forget what the Gardevoir, they could summon a black hole like casually. So I feel like maybe they're not too out of their depth.
salty run back against his rival.
Salt only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who wanted the
Merrick.
3 Egyptian god cards to take him out. These cards were Slifer, the Electric Dragon, Ra, the God Phoenix, and Obelisk.
Dude,
who
I
strikes
remember when
with the
these
power
came
of
out.
Infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was starting to stand on his own 2
I don't know
feet.
anything.
So
I didn't know
Yami and
anything
Yugi
about
kept dueling on in a
Yu-Gi-Oh.
battle city that never wants to end. Or stop bullying Joey. But to claim the Egyptian
we watch
gods,
Yu-Gi-Oh, y'all?
Yugi and
Let me
Yami
know.
had to face them in duels, pulling off some ridiculously high IQ plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards to create an infinite combo of attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating
This looks pretty
Ra.
sick,
This
bro.
ain't new for the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time, they did something similar against Paradox. It's kind of crazy that together the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
magicians
Movie.
can defeat the 10-star gods, which are way stronger than mid-tier monsters that are 5 to 9 stars.
Mid-tier cards aren't pushovers. Darkhold Dragon is a sentient black hole, planet alignment moves solar systems, and Jaden's Glow Neos destroyed a relativity field that spawned an entire universe.
But at the top would be the great
Well,
evil
yo,
god
okay,
Zork,
some of the
who
scaling
showed up
here is
to
kinda
plunge
crazy.
existence into the realm of darkness. It was time for Yugi to finish the puzzle of who Yami really is.
If the monsters weren't real before, they sure were now. Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can will dual monsters into reality.
Okay, so there's kind of a
even
power
drawing
system
anyone he
here,
wishes
too.
by believing in
Outside
the
of
heart
the game,
cards.
you know.
I knew it! He's been cheating all this time! He doesn't just make up rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded in following series like GX and 5D.
What?
Okay, well, I'd be the king of games too if I could just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Yeah.
Yami rediscovered his Egyptian past, his multiple lifelong bonds, and his real name, Atem. Claiming his place
Atem.
as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of light.
She's the ultimate duel monster who banished Zork and all of his scary darkness for
Okay,
good.
so then what the hell,
epitome
what the
of,
hell?
Screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light. Judgment had passed. Across many duels, evil
And he
was
could summon
vanquished.
it? He could
There was
summon
only
them.
one more thing left to do.
A post-game boss duel between Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet. Yugi had grown as a duelist and a person. His victory proved that he no longer needed Atem's help to beat his
That's
older
pretty
half.
awesome,
Even when
actually.
Atem was an entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would always be bros.
That's pretty awesome,
Okay,
actually.
It should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous. You're so cool.
Yugi
That's
moved
pretty
on
cool,
to a
yeah.
career in game design and passed the torch to future duelists. He would be remembered as the greatest duelist there ever was.
Except to Kaiba, who tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch Atem.
What?
Goes to show you that money can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There will always be another story, another duel, another game, and you won't find yourself a better opponent than the
Seto
king
Kaiba.
of games.
The Battle of the Millennium is
get
about
it.
to start. but
I
we wouldn't be
think
able to
I'm
make it
putting
happen
my
without
money
some help from
on-
our friends at Raycon.
That's right. This message is sponsored by
Yugi.
Raycon.
I think that
If you're looking for
they
a holiday
just
gift,
like
Raycon's
the
essential
abilities
open
are
earbuds
they
should be at the top of your
like
list.
from
Regular
a
earbuds
personal
block out
standpoint, from like
everything,
an
but these
individual
beauties sit so
standpoint.
perfectly in the ear,
I
you
think
get both real
Yugi is
clear
just
sound and also
so
what's happening around
freaking
you. Exactly what I need
versatile.
when I'm out lawnmower
And then his
racing,
cards
or
are also
bike
just very
riding,
like
jogging, whatever
they
normal
cover
people
like
do.
We're
so many
happy
different
that Raycon
bases,
is a
you know.
longtime sponsor of our show, and for
Um,
good reason.
and
they
then-
have over 3
yeah,
million
yeah, the
customers
creatures
who
are
are
also
getting
extremely
premium sound
powerful.
quality
Let's
for
check
half
it out.
the price. And if you don't like your earbuds, they have a 30-day guarantee. So on audio products site-wide to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts shouldn't show up late. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like
Okay.
typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Okay.
And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to
I like that.
battle!
I like that. But then I feel like what's reasonably available to Yugi or Yugi Moto is way more rather than Ash Ketchum. Ash. Nice. I like that transition.
You okay, Pikachu? This Furon 4 is tricky. Hang in there!
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and
So
Excalibur. to boost
4,000
my
life
attack,
points.
And I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa.
Oi.
Okay, guys, it's our turn now. Pikachu, throw him up with quick attack. Everyone else, back him up!
This is a great way to animate this.
Great job! Now, Thunderbolt!
Don't get ahead forgot about my face down card. Rise, Dimension Space!
Bro, the voice acting's kind of cooking. Nice. Okay. Oh, not so nice. Never
I
mind.
get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Ha ha ha. Okay, let's see if we can win in numbers. I kind of like this concept.
I choose you!
Okay, heavy hitter. Hey. Okay, he's bringing out the work. Yeah, what was it called? Karobi? You can summon like a billion of them. Well, Lucario. I know Lucario because of Smash Bros. Ugh, oh my god, Yugi Moto is auto farming. Okay, I'll shout out this guy. Okay. Oh, okay, now we're getting, we're getting, okay, so then we're gonna get some godhood here. We're gonna be summoning some god cards. Which one is this one? This is, which one? Ah, shit. Cypher. Cypher? Bro, just shot a Kamehameha. Ah. That was a good dash. I like the way they get enemies. It's very, they have like a lot of very subtle things, and I like it. Nah, okay, he's gonna get back up. Something's gonna happen.
It's my turn now.
Okay, wait a second.
I just need to believe in the heart of the cards.
Bro got a Zenkai boost. Oh, this is badass.
Who's that Pokemon?
Haruxi, Goddess of Light! This is it! Magicians, flash burning magic! Haruxi, Joser!
This is sick. Nah, bro. Yeah. Look, there's no way. There's no way. Y'all are getting dusted. Yeah. See? There's too much going on, bro. You're getting overwhelmed.
Pikachu, let's finish this. Together!
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty sick. This is pretty awesome. Oh my god. Look how the animating is.
You activated my trap card, Magic Cylinder! With
No.
it, send your Thunderbolt back to attack your life points directly!
Yeah, there was just too much going. That's what I'm thinking. Yugi's gonna win because he has two, like he has just like
That
his
was
deck
an awesome
is just
duel,
too
Ash.
versatile. Wow, what an awesome sequence! Holy shit, that whole fight was very good.
Oh, my childhood. Whiz, quick! I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by
Okay,
experience,
let's
strategy, and monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best, and traveled all over the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even Atem's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long. Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience, but when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember, Yugi and Atem's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no limits.
Awesome.
Silly as it may sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters with spells, traps, and buffs. Look at his duels with Merrick and Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega
just
Evolution
threw it.
and
I remember seeing
Gigantamax,
that.
while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chuck trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
And then
So
monsters.
it all comes down
monsters.
to the monsters. Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ashes can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming
They're
beasts,
more potent.
and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
Well,
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to Glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Herakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, reliant only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more psychic barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution, and so on. The longer the battle went, the less
because there's
Pokemon
no
Ash
support.
had,
There's
and
no
he
support
did not have
at
a
all.
reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate
Oh,
to
that
draw
animation
whatever
for
card he
Yugi was
wants.
awesome.
And we
What
didn't
was
even
that
cover
in?
them all. Really, Yugi's deck has
That
no
was not
pathetic
the anime.
cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Hey, I won today. I got a W today. Or Yugi got a W. All right, y'all. That was Death Battle. That was an awesome one, actually. I really enjoyed the fight. I think the info was honestly, nothing that I haven't already, or I'd say for the most part, nothing that I didn't already know, which was actually quite nice. I think that most of the stuff that I've kind of been informed on, whether it be from you guys from the comments or just from general knowledge, I actually I was able to kind of point out and obviously share my reaction with you guys. But when it comes to the actual fight, I really expect, after that explanation, there was no way in hell you're going to convince me that Ash was going to beat Yugi. No way. Yugi Moto is such a freaking powerful ass character and has such a dynamic roster of monsters at his disposal. I did not realize. And honestly, that makes me kind of want to, not even just want to watch, I'd want to kind of dive into the TCG. Either way, guys, let me know how you feel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.